from the public. Anyone wishing to address the board, please do so.
Yeah, well, I'd like to bring up a little thing.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I know under trustee Brian Jefferson, we're gonna talk about the agreement with the town of Champlain on the water. Can I comment at that time or do it now? Like,
Do it now, I guess.
Anytime you want.
Anytime you want, you really.
when am I waiting until Brian, because
Okay.
as long as I can speak, when,
All right.
okay?
Yeah.
I've got some thoughts and
Yeah.
clear my mind.
Hey, well,
John.
down on the other end of the village, we have a sign, and as we're coming in, it says Village of Ross Point, Town of Champlain, and all this stuff. Because the cost of upkeeping these signs, mowing the grass, what I'd like to think about, and we don't have to do anything immediately, but we thought about, we get with the town and the village and set one sign up, which would say, we'd split the cost in the mowing and the whole 9 yards, instead of having a sign here. This, as you remember quite correctly, there's got to be a little contest between the town, this went on for years. But what we'd like to do is put up a nice big sign saying that this and this, and the town, among the village things. It's just some information for you fellas. I think we'd save money doing it this way, upkeep, the whole 9 yards. And if you got one sign 4 feet behind the other sign, it seriously doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's just for you guys to think about, because if you put up one sign or 4 feet behind the other sign, it all comes out the same. You know,
Yeah.
and later on, you know, we can do something, maybe next year or something, because the signs are getting a little raggedy and probably need replacing. Maybe we could share the service on that also, with everything else we're doing here.
Yeah.
Just bring it up to you fellas, see what you think about it,
Alrighty.
okay?
They're confusing. People from outside don't know. Am I in Rouses Point or the town of Champlain?
Well, but the only thing is, why incorporate 2 signs, have 2 things out there, 2 of this, 2 of that? I mean, it's come to the point where it's just ridiculous.
And too many signs.
2 signs.
I just said one Village of Rouses Point.
I'll bring it up later, like next spring or something like that, but it's just something for you guys to think about.
Okay. All right. Move on. Bid results. Contract bid 2012-03, substation structural steel, electrical equipment and materials. Contract bid 2012-04, 15 kV, 1200A circuit breaker. And what that was, we got, put that out for bid, and the bids came back with no, bid bonds, right?
Well, for 2012-03, there was only one bid that did come in, and there was no bid bond
Bid
attached,
bond with it.
so I couldn't go any further with it.
So we gotta put,
Do you want me to read the other one, or?
there, go ahead.
Okay, for contract 2012-04 for the 15 kV 1200A circuit breaker, there was 3 bids that were received. One of them, again, did not have a bid bond. The other one was Siemens Energy, Wendell, North Carolina, bid bond was attached. Their total was $24,090. And the next one was Wesco out of South Burlington, Vermont. They had a bid bond. Their total was $31,629. They had no deviations. The first one did have deviations. And we received a review by our electrical engineer. I don't know if you want to discuss that. Or it's his recommendation that we, based on his review of the only bid that is complete in compliance with the village's technical specifications for the outdoor 3-phase 15 kV class 1200A circuit breaker. The breaker is in delivery consistent with the substation addition project schedule. And with the above comments and clarifications taken into consideration, he recommends that contract 2012-04, let me see here. Did you interrupt me? Be awarded to Wesco Burlington in the amount of $31,629. That's his recommendation for 2012-04.
So we can't accept it because of the bid bond?
Pardon?
We still can't
No,
accept?
you can accept that one.
Okay,
You can accept that one, that bid. And the only thing that I do have on the agenda is to go out to bid again, and we're gonna rebid on the 2012-03. It'll be a different number, but we'll rebid that one. But you can accept the,
All right, we'll have to have a motion.
yep,
I'll make a motion to accept the bid for $31,629 to Westco from South Burlington, Vermont.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, any other discussions? No? Brad?
If we put it out to bid, can we get it back as cheaper and?
no, this one isn't going out to bid.
Oh, this is.
This one's done, this one is complete. There's two bids that came in, they both had bid bonds, so therefore they qualified to be looked at. It's the one prior that we're gonna have to go out to bid for.
Okay. Okay. Any other discussion? Vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
The other one we gotta put up for bid, right?
I have that on the agenda further down.
Okay, minutes of the regular meeting of August 6th. Everybody got a copy? Okay, you need a motion.
Motion to accept the minutes?
Yeah.
Seconded.
Okay. Any other discussions?
Yes, I just want to clarify that, I mentioned that Kate Woodward has gotten a new job with the Champlain Children's Learning Center. However, she is not leaving the library, she's still staying on and working hours doing that when she's not at the Champlain Children's Learning Center.
Okay. Vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Bills, everybody's got a copy of bills. I need a motion to accept, to pay the bills.
Additions or deletions?
Or additions or deletions.
No
right?
additions, no deletions.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills tonight.
Seconded.
Okay, any other discussion? Vote by the usual sign of aye.
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 No,
No on bill. Okay.
You voted no, Phil?
I'm voting no.
Correspondence.
I do have a letter that came in, today. It's Mayor and Village of Rouses Point trustees, effective September 1st, 2012. Kate Woodward will incur the duties of cleaning the Dodge Memorial Library. Kate Woodward will be the primary person cleaning the library at the current rate of $27 per week. Donna Bowmill will be the secondary person cleaning the library if Kate Woodward is unavailable. And that's signed by Andy Ewart, the library board president.
Okay, I need a motion on that.
Motion to change the duties of the cleaning to Kate Woodward at the Dodge Memorial Library.
Second.
Any other discussion? Not, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
Okay, reports from the mayor and trustees. First thing on my agenda here is, I would like very much, there's so many rumors going around town saying that we are going to change the rate for the retired people and the insurance. That is an out and out lie. I don't care who knows it, it's a lie. We're not changing nothing on the retired people.
That's good.
And that- I don't know who's spreading the rumors or whatever, but it's not true, so, rest that case.
I just want to comment one thing on that too. Part of the agreement was when we went into negotiations that we were gonna keep all this stuff in the same room. So people letting stuff out while we're negotiating in good faith is really not the right way to do it. So I don't know where it let out. I mean, we think we know where it came out, but still, you gotta realize that we're in negotiations. So we're not allowed to speak about it. So that's really all I want to say.
Okay, the next thing I have on my agenda, the surplus hydraulic rescue tools from the fire department. It's the Jaws of life, right, Junior?
Yes.
You want to surplus that, or you want to put it up for sale, how we want to do it?
Okay. I'll make a motion to surplus the hydraulic rescue tools from the fire department.
Second that?
Any discussion?
Is there a market for that?
Not really, because we're,
eBay, anything?
the guy that sold us the new ones, he's been looking around too, and there's not,
Okay.
All right, any more other discussion, we'll vote by the user side of aye.
Aye.
So what am I doing with that? Am I advertising it? Am I putting it, what are we doing?
Just put in surplus until we decide, does it go to scrap? Does it, can we salvage some stuff off it? Can we,
Can we donate it to another fire department?
is there anything that?
We've been looking, and,
I mean, is it really junk?
no, it's good stuff, it's
There's
just,
stuff on
it's
there.
old, that it's, everybody's going to the new technology, especially the
We'll just
cars.
surplus it and take a look at
Okay,
it and
I just
inventory
wanted to
and
make
see,
sure
is
it-
there
okay.
something we can salvage?
We're not gonna
donate?
junk it, no, we'll figure out what to do, but we're not gonna junk it.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing on my agenda is discussion of the Nikon Main Street Economic Development Conference, September 30th to October 2nd in Syracuse. Anybody wishing to go to that?
We've got, what you call meeting coming up too, for, IEP,
Yeah.
somewhere around the same time too, so
Is it?
I can't go on that date, but I don't know if anybody else can.
Guess nobody wants to go.
Well, are you, you're going for sure, right?
Huh?
You're going for sure?
For the Nikon thing?
Yeah. Are you going to that?
It's an economical development center. Oh, I don't know.
What
No.
dates are the 30th? Is that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah,
Right here.
yeah,
September, 30th.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Travel on Sunday, come back on Tuesday.
yeah, I guess I can go to it. I need an authorization to go.
Okay, I'll make a motion to allow the mayor to go to the Nikon Main Street Economic Development Conference in Syracuse, New York, from September 30th to October 2nd.
You can't make it up.
No, it's
A second.
second it. Any other discussion? Being no discussion, vote by the usual sign of aye.
Aye.
And that's all I have on my agenda, so I'll turn it over to you, Brian.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Baker. Just a couple items on my agenda tonight. Okay, the first item is the authorize the mayor to sign an agreement between the town of Champlain and the village of Champlain who shall pursue the development, design, construction, and subsequent operation of a water filtration process that will provide potable water services for the 3 municipalities. And I think this has been going on maybe 5 years, maybe 6, and we're at this point now where we've decided that we're gonna go ahead with this and pursue the water for the town of Champlain, the village of Champlain, and the village of Rouses Point. Trustee Cooper's been on, or Councilman Cooper's been on this, Mayor Baker and I have been on this for 2-3 years, and this is the point that we're at right now. Do you wanna update anything on that, Trustee Cooper, or Councilman Cooper, sorry?
Well, the only thing is, as we've all read in the paper, 3 weeks ago, they shut down Ty. They gave them 3 years to come up with another solution to taking surface water from Lake George and I think it's Carroll Pond. So at this point in time, the village is doing all right. If they come down here and they say to the village of Ross Point that you have the same kind of a time frame, what we're doing actually is joining under this kind of a coalition thing to look forward, because we are gonna have to go to the groundwater thing sooner or later. It might not happen today, it might not happen for 10 years. But by looking forward, and all I can put to you people is the fact that some trustees in this village look forward when they did the electric system, and that's why we're still getting this good electric power. All boards, the Ross Point Board, the Champlain Board, and the town of Champlain, we have to look forward. Because sooner or later, they're gonna say you can't draw any more surface water. So what this program is starting up to get us on some wells, to update both the town and the villages, and bringing water back and forth from the village of Champlain to Rouse's Point and vice versa, in case one of the wells went short or something like that, to get us all up to date. And this survey that we're doing right now, there's no, because this was a grant we got years ago to study this thing, they recommended this, and we're doing the first round of bids on this thing to see how many, because this is a very expensive project, to see how much money we can get up front before the villages or towns sign any kind of paperwork to cost us any money. This is just, this update we're doing right now, it's just like a freebie, because the money's already been put in. Later on down the road, we'll make a decision. But without some information on this, we cannot make a decision. This is what this all amounts to.
Do you wanna talk, Bob?
Yeah, I'm not against this project, I knew this should have been done 5, 6 years ago, when we did the upgrade of the water tower. We should have done this, the water plant first, because we did have a water tower. But anyways, that's done. The only trouble is, we're paying for it right now. We didn't have a grant, never applied, the board never applied for a grant on this, so we're paying right up front, every year. We're losing the main employer in this village at the end of next year. So then we have to pick, unless this village board has agreement with Pfizer upon their share, that they would donate to us their share of money on this loan of $2 million, that's fine. But if it don't, the burden goes on us. So we're looking at doubling the rates as we're paying right now. And then we want to get into another agreement with the town. Where's this money coming from? That's what I want to know. This scares me. I'm not against the project, believe me. It's just the financial part of it.
They're trying to get a grant right now for a couple $1 million of it, but the rest, I guess, we're gonna have to go to, federal government for 0% loan. It is a big project.
We still have to pay for it, even as a 0%, we still have to pay for it.
Yes, we still have to pay for it, that's true.
Where's that money coming from? That's what I don't know. That's the big thing.
It's gonna be going from the rate users.
Huh.
And, they're saying that when the thing's all said and done, between the two villages and the town, the rates will be lower, the same or lower. So I don't, I'm just repeating what I've been told.
Yeah.
But,
I just would like you, the village board, to make properly sure where we stand first.
we're a long ways from that.
Because, you know, we stepped in with the town and the village of Champlain twice in the past. And we paid money up front for the engineering and all that.
Yep.
And we got stuck with the bill. So, I mean, our share of it,
Yeah.
said we didn't want our water, so. It just bothers me, that's all. I'm very, very leery about this, because, you know, doubling your water rates right now for after next year is enough right now.
Oh, yeah.
Then you're talking about water meters.
Yeah, you're talking to get out that water meters, and they gotta put one big water softener up there, or else
Yeah.
you're not gonna have, we won't have nothing left in the houses from that hard water.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that's gotta be straightened out and
Yeah.
taken care of. And I'll tell you personally, I will not sign anything unless I'm happy with it. This is just the thing to keep moving forward, to get a grant and stuff right
I
now.
understand what John said,
Yeah,
I understand that, but I just wanna be very, very cautious.
oh yeah, I understand.
If the loan was paid off, I say, okay,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
We got a long ways to go.
Long ways to go. I'll probably be dead and gone before it's over.
You never
John,
thought,
do you remember if the costs totaled our 2 million debt into that?
No, because the village of Champlain owns a debt, the village of Ross Point owns a debt, and the town owns a debt. They'll have to assume their own debts. Nobody's gonna pay off the debt in the village of Ross's Point. The town of Champlain certainly, or the village of Champlain, is gonna pay off the debt that's in Ross's Point.
Well, no, I just didn't know if they totaled all the debts and put them into the
Well,
project.
they're kind of getting a figure on it now. But first, we have to go forward with the feasibility on the study. But the thing is, what's in place right now, as Bob said, is nothing anybody can do anything about. I mean, the village incurred that debt, the village of Champlain incurred the debt, the town incurred their debt. But that's not part of the thing. The thing is try to get this thing, because if they come out with a thing that they only allow to tie 3 years to get off surface water and get a thing, if we don't get on board now, for these, by having, everything goes by points, and I'm sure, I know the board's familiar with this, I know the public isn't, everything goes by points. By joining the two villages and the town together, you're getting a tremendous amount of points to get this thing going. In other words, which generates the feasibility of getting bigger and bigger, actually grants on this thing, which don't have to be paid back. And that's what we're trying to do. And this whole thing, by signing this deal now, is to go forward with the study and see what we come up with. What is the feasibility of doing this, this, and this?
Are still
The
just.
village has no, this thing is absolutely no cost to the village.
No.
We come to a final deal when everybody gets together, and as Mr. Baker says, and I'm a village resident, we're gonna go with the best route. If this isn't a good route, we won't go that way. But we have to open up the door to go forward to see what can be done. Because sooner or later, they just did it in Thai, they're gonna come here and say, you can no longer draw any surface water off the lake.
There's a,
And we're doing, with the amount of preparation we're doing now to put water out, where it's potable water, it's costing us quite a bit of money.
and there's gotta be, there's so much more to do to all of this. You gotta have a water board. If it ever goes through, we have
Oh, yeah.
you gotta have a water board between the two, between town of Champlain and the village of Rouses Point. And
As far as,
rates have gotta be figured out.
as far as the meters go, if you get anybody at all from the state of New York, and they're gonna do it here anyway, you're gonna put meters in. Meters are considered water conservation issues. Okay? And that, what that does is kind of level out the playing field. Like your mom and dad living down there by themselves, you know, they only use X amount of dollars. The guy that's got the swimming pool and 4 kids, he's got more. But right now, everybody's paying the same thing.
Well, we're gonna all pay the same thing anyways, because we have to pay the debt off before anybody's
Exactly.
rates
Well,
can
the
go
debt,
up.
when you get your bill, it'll have debt service on there, X number of dollars, but then it'll also show how much water you use. If you're using 12,000 gallons a month, and the lady next door is using 1,000 gallons, that's gonna kind of level out the playing field, isn't it?
Yeah, eventually it will.
Well, of course it will.
Stops all the leaks too. Somebody's got a leak and they're not fixing it, then they look at their bill and they go, oh, I got a problem with my toilet or whatever. So that's the economic part of it, and the green part of it is they want us to use less water. The
The
less
state,
water we use.
the state is willing to help you out, but you have to go to the meters so you can see what the problems are.
I don't have an issue with yours.
Some people do, though, they don't
Oh.
seem to like it. but-
That's maybe the biggest thing.
I've
is
had
that-
quite a few people so far in the village here talk to me that they don't want water meters.
Well, they got no choice. This is the state of New York. This is not the village of Rouse's Point.
And it's another thing, you know, I've asked the village board prior for the last 2 to 3 years to contact Pfizer officials and tell them the situation. We only got a year left to go, that's it. And to contact and see what they could do for us. But I've been talking to this wall, that nobody will do it. They didn't do it in the past, and I would like to see that. I wish I could. I go up there and talk.
Call them and talk to them, see what has happened, set them a meeting.
I wish this board,
Mr. O'Neill, we've already gone to 2 meetings with them. There's another one coming up in October. We certainly bring up the questions, however, they're not sure what's exactly gonna happen either. They're not sure.
yeah, I agree with that,
They
okay?
heard 2 dates, one last year, and we're pretty sure on the firm date, which is December 31st, 2014. The chamber told us that.
Yeah.
So,
I like to hear it from the Pfizer.
They were right.
they're very meticulous in what they say and do.
Yes, very.
Big companies, Bob, you work for them. You
Oh,
tell
I
them
know.
If you're negotiating in good faith, you cannot discuss that stuff, so. It's
I
like
know.
playing cards, and I'm
Oh,
showing you,
I know.
these are my cards. I
I
mean,
know,
how do you force
but
them?
just talk to them about it. I'd like to see, I want you to say to me, we talked to officials, we can't tell you right now because confidential. I understand that,
We have,
but gee, somebody talk to them.
we have.
Yeah, talk to them.
They're
On
actually
their
setting
third
up,
meeting, they've already talked
they're
to
actually
him.
setting up a committee. There's gonna be one of us or someone else from the town that'll be on that committee that will meet monthly as they get closer.
Okay.
So we've been doing it, it's just there's no information available.
Exactly. The last chamber meeting we went to, they didn't give any information.
We were told by the state, the county, and the chamber, basically, if you don't prepare, shame on you. So there's been several meetings in here where I've said, this is our community, we need to step up. People need to step up.
Okay, so I'll go on.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement between the town of Champlain and the village of Champlain to pursue the development, design, construction, and subsequent operation of the water filtration process. So I'll put that in form of a motion.
Need a second.
I'll second.
Any other discussions?
I could probably be for it if there was an absolute back-out plan at some point in time for the village of Ross's Point. If we didn't like the way the rates were going,
Well, we can.
absolutely have well.
That's not what this is. This is just, like Mr. Cooper said,
I know,
this
but
is
I
just
still like to see
voting to
something
continue.
somewhere.
If we get to the point where it looks like we can't do it financially, or the residents don't want it, then we just say no.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Plain and simple.
When it comes down, when you come down like this, this is what we want for money. If the residents say no, we say no.
Yeah.
Right now, this is just to continue the analysis, that's all.
That's what that's all about, just continuing analysis. And when push comes to shove, like Bill said, we get down to brass tacks, and if we don't like it, then it's over with. Plain and simple.
We have to look forward, Mr. Cooper's
Yeah,
correct.
well-
We have to look forward.
He's right.
We
Yes.
need this to go forward to apply for the grants.
That's right.
If we don't have all the villages and the boards on sale, we can't even apply for the grants. But by having the three together and shared services, there's so many points gained. You'd have to go to one of those meetings and understand, well, the guy says you get so many points for this or so many points for that. It's kind of tough to understand if you're just on the outside, but you can ask, we were up at the Lake Placid, we've been everywhere. All these guys, we've attended more darn meetings with more senators and everything you could shake a stick at. But every time, in order to get this thing going, we have to all be on board.
There's a lot involved, audits, reports. This is gonna go on for years.
Oh, I wouldn't say, we're gonna have any answers or get, but for at least 3 years. By the time everything's all set and go, you know,
We just have to
before we even
continue.
get an answer to all this. There's just so much to it, so much to do with it. That, and there would be, I'll tell you, there'd be, our lawyer will be involved, and I want everything, so nobody gets screwed. Excuse my language, but
Everything's gotta be done right.
everything's
We'll
gotta
have
be done
town,
to a T.
we'll have town meetings before we get up to this.
Oh,
where
yes,
everybody
we're gonna have a
will-
lot of town meetings.
We'll have several. Questions can be asked, answered. It's gonna be a process of 5, 10 years possibly.
Ain't coming tomorrow, that's for sure. All right, I get it, will you give it a second right now? Okay, vote by the user sign of aye.
Aye.
Me either, no.
Okay, 2 noes and then 3 yeses.
Becky was a no and Brad?
Yeah, Becky and Brad, no.
Okay, a second item on my agenda tonight is authorize the clerk to publish a legal notice to go out to bid for substation structural steel, electrical equipment, and materials. I'll make, put that for a motion.
I'll put a second.
Yep.
Okay, any other discussions of it? Okay, vote by the user sign of aye.
Aye. Okay, and I have one other item on my agenda. It's not on the agenda, but it's come out tonight, and I'll make a motion for an executive session to discuss a personnel issue.
Seconded.
Okay, second. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Aye.
Matt? Okay, the mayor votes aye.
And that's all I have to report. Mayor Baker, thank you.
All right. Okay, trustee Brad Martin.
Yes, sir. I did end up getting a sponsor, which was Montgomery Post Hook and Ladder for the Amy Land Amusement event. that we'll be having on September 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Just need authorization to be able to sign it and to hold the event here at Civic Center. Put that in the form of a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, vote by the user sign of aye.
Aye.
Thank you, sir, that's all I got.
Okay. Trustee Maska,
I have nothing today, Mayor Baker, thank you.
okay. Trustee Reed,
Okay, I have one thing, it's for authorizing the mayor to sign the agreement with River Street for the micro enterprise grant in the River Street project. We discussed this last meeting, this is to allow, River Street to administer the grant for the micro enterprise program.
I'll second that.
any discussion? Being no discussion, vote by the user sign of aye.
Aye.
Other reports. Becky,
Oh, no.
Ryan,
Yes. The pushes for the Pratt Street project are complete. We did get across, we have the 2 vaults, so we'll be prepared to do the project next spring. We'll be working on different parts of the project this year that does not involve the telephone company, that would just involve our electric crew. I would like to also start picking up brush on Friday again, because there's a lot of brush out there. People are cutting a lot of trees and they don't know what to do with it. So what I'm gonna do is have the electric crew on Friday go around and just chip brush. And the street crew is gonna stay on the curbing because they should be done White Avenue this week and they will be starting Pearl Street next week. So we're getting caught up on our projects here.
What about Vince? How are we doing with Vince, the railroad station, the general contractor, everything okay?
Oh, very good. We, he asked us for electricity, we've got him his power, he asked for water hookups inside and out, that's all complete. I noticed the signs on the building that said that the asbestos abatement was supposed to start today, so we expedited in cleaning out the building, what was left. So we're ready for them. I was actually surprised not to see them there today. I think there's some paperwork that they're waiting on,
yeah, I think that,
but
that's this guy, he's got to add something else.
yeah, but the signs in the windows say that they were supposed to start on the 20th.
I know they were planning on it today, they were just waiting, they were hoping
Yeah.
it was coming through.
But they needed the water, I guess, to wash things down,
Yeah.
and we had to do our part. And
Yeah.
he was very, Jameson, the general contractor, was very pleased
Yes, he was.
on the response that he got from the village.
Yeah.
He's got his phone hooked up, he's got DSL through Champlain Telephone.
Yeah.
We needed 1,000 bricks, so he kind of detailed, he said to me, is there any way you can help me out with
He
this?
got him,
You got him?
yes, he
Through,
got him, he unloaded them. I watched him unload them the other day.
Must have been from the guy, the guy Gary Cassidy, that did the brickwork in the village. I contacted him, or gave the number, I did talk to him, and then I gave the number to Vince. And he said he had bricks, old bricks from the village that they'd torn buildings down over the years.
Yeah.
And they're the older bricks, so they're a little bit different in size. But Babe Devo's son also was the backup, because it came out in the paper that he had a bunch of old bricks too. So it looks like we have enough bricks to match, the ones gotta be taken out and replaced.
Yeah, but they're all set to start.
Oh, yeah, Vidor got some bricks from that building in Champlain. That fell on that house.
Sorry, too.
Yeah, well, I think they got them now, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
I watched him unload a bunch of bricks the other day when we were working up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, so I think we're all set now.
so he was looking for some brown stone.
I
Something to
did-
do with brown stone, and there was some in that back cargo room that we left in there, so he can do what he wants with it. I mean, if he doesn't use it, I mean, it needs to be disposed of, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
He asked me if I could check in Montreal for brownstone, so I talked to Dickie Deso, and I also talked to, who the heck was the other one? Looking for the brownstone, and I Googled it on a computer too, and there is places in Montreal with it. But the brownstone is the stone that they use like in Albany, the old buildings, and in New York City, they call them brownstones, and that's what they are. They come out of a quarry, but they cut it and stuff.
Vidar took that building down, maybe they each got some of that.
What do you think about that? You know what brownstones are, Ben, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really know. I said, show me exactly what they were. Yeah, when he showed it to me, well, they make whole buildings out of them too, though,
Yeah.
so you need some for the first row around,
Yeah.
so.
Alrighty. Okay. Any other reports?
I did from the library, I received an email this afternoon that I got a $2,000 grant for children's reading programs for, and that's free money. I just received notification of it. And as a matter of fact, the check came in today, it's mail, and the notification said it would be a couple of weeks, so, that's for the remainder of this year and 2013 for the, school year, basically, for reading programs.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. Nice job, Don. Thank you. Okay. Open the meeting to the public. Anybody wishing to address the board? Not, then we'll move for adjournment. No.
Ben Arnold,
Yeah.
104 State Street?
Yep.
What is this, I hear, I don't know if it's a rumor or what, but on bike path to Champlain or whatever?
Yeah.
Are we going ahead with that, or what are we doing with that?
Well,
What is
what went on there, Benny, was Harry McManus asked us if we'd make a $5,000 commitment, and they're after the grant that they think they're gonna get, and then it's gonna run from Chapman Street to Railroad up to the golf course for the first year. It's going in 3 stages, and then the following year, they're gonna go from the golf course road to this 276, and the third year, 276 to the village of Champlain. That's the way that, we might not even have to put the money out. And, so if we don't, we
Yeah,
don't.
well, because you guys were talking about saving money and
Yeah.
stuff, and
I know,
putting out $5,000 there for,
I know.
you know.
But-
It's not a $5,000 chunk either, it can be divvied out if you need
Yeah,
it to
you
into
can do
4
it so many
years.
years, do it in so much a year.
And it's in Kansas Village. Eventually, it should give us a turnaround. It's to bring people
Yeah.
back and forth from the lake up to Champlain.
Yeah, because we have
Stores
a lot
and
of
back down again.
all them bicyclers coming through town and everything else, and
But it would run, the first section, Ben, would run along the golf course road on the south side.
south side.
So it wouldn't be into Blair's Woods or anything, that's originally what they wanted to do.
Well, that's what I thought, yeah, that's what I was
It's
gonna
on
do.
the south side of the road.
You know,
all
that's
the way.
pretty, you
And
have to
Alan's,
have some lighting up there and everything like that and everything, I mean, it's gonna be costly.
Alan, no, they're new, I don't think they're putting any lights.
And the
It's talking
county's
324,000 to go that far.
How much?
324,000.
That's could have been mine.
If we don't get the grant, we're not gonna do it.
Exactly. This is just a thing, if they go, if they get them a grant, they'll find it. County's gonna do all the work.
Mhm.
And then, like, what's his name there, Trudeau? He said from, Alan's got a good share of the work already done in there. When they widened that road and filled in that ditch and stuff. So, he said the county's gonna do all the work.
The county's also holding the grant.
Yes, they'll be holding the grant, exactly.
Okay.
And they asked for money from us, the village of Champlain and the town of Champlain.
Right. And the village of Champlain too.
Okay.
So everybody signed a memorandum of understanding, nobody's
Yeah,
pitched money yet.
nobody's pitching any money until we have the grant and pay 'em. That's the way that's gonna work.
There you go.
Well, maybe, okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess.